So you beautiful people, Call of Duty has taken me a while to, really find something that really makes me happy and feel like I'm playing a more traditional Call of Duty game. And this particular class that I'm going to show you in this video has made me play more to my style. I'm a very aggressive player and I've found it very difficult to adapt, quote unquote, adapt as they say, to Call of Duty Modern Warfare, because I really find staying static a very boring process. I'm a TDM lover, and I know a lot of you have told me to play other game modes, but I just can't pull myself away from the likes of TDM. So this particular class that I'm going to show you with this MP5 is for those of you who prefer to keep a more aggressive stance in the game, but what it will actually do is give you the ability to beat most people because of how quickly you can get down your sights. It's going to be an MP5 class, and I'm basically going to show you all the attachments and why I use them and what it actually provides in terms of gameplay, which you will see in the background as we're playing. I believe I get plus 30 kills in this particular game. Pretty crazy one, but it's a weapon that will allow you to beat the majority of people you come across whilst rushing, because you can get down your sights so quickly, and the time to kill with this weapon is just absolutely beautiful. So let's get into the actual class for this MP5. You don't have to use the Sand Snake. This is just something that I've put on purely for aesthetics. Go up to the Gunsmith, and then the first thing we're going to do is put on the monolithic suppressor, which gives you sound suppression and additional damage range, which is really handy for the type of MP5 we're going for, because we're going for a more hybridized, versatile weapon. In terms of cons, you'll get some aim down sight speed penalization, also aim walking steadiness. However, by the time we finish with this class, that really won't be so apparent. In terms of on the barrel, we're going for the Merc foregrip, which gives you increased recoil control and hip fire accuracy. Really good when you come up against multiple targets. It makes you so accurate off the hip, so you can kind of move around and then drop down the sight as you've already got the shots off if you get caught by surprise by an enemy. In terms of cons, aim walking movement speed and aim down sight speed, but with this being a SMG, you'll already have a pretty fast aim down sight speed. Talking of taking on multiple enemies, we're going to want to put the 45 round mag on, because this is going to be a very aggressive class setup. Again, maximum ammo capacity, but you will get some cons in the sights, aim down sight speed and movement speed. But again, as I repeat myself, it's not really going to make that much difference. To counteract all of those, we're putting down the stippled grip, so you get aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed, which is what is really important here, and you'll really notice this when you are utilizing this particular weapon. You will get slight aiming stability, but to me it's not noticeable. And then finally, I feel like the standardized stock on this gun is pretty good already, so we're going to put sleight of hand just because of the aggressive kind of movements we're going to be making with this particular weapon. Going down to the 357, you're going to need the flash guard. This isn't necessarily something you need to use, it just keeps you off the radar, muzzle flash concealment, but bullet velocity is something that you will get penalized for. Then we go on to the long barrel. Now, to do these challenges, I highly recommend you take the 357 and go into hardcore mode, and if you've got a double XP weapons token, then utilize it to your best. You'll get damage range, bullet velocity and recoil control at the slight loss of aim down sight speed and movement speed. This, with the snake shot rounds, is pretty much a one-shot kill if you're close enough. I tell you what we're even going to do, because we're not really trying to be stealthy, we'll take that muzzle off so we've got the maximum range. Then obviously stippled grip, so you get that aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed much faster. And then once again sleight of hand, because it's only 6 shots in the magazine. In terms of perks, EOD, because you are going to be rushing a bit more with this. I use the term rushing very loosely. You will be able to take damage from stuff like claymores, and more than likely you'll survive the blast. Moving on to hardline, Perk 2, you can put on whatever you like. A lot of people like to use Ghost, but I much prefer Hardline because you will go ham with this class, and as you can't recycle your streaks, you might as well go hell to the leather, get whatever streaks you're gonna get, and then you're gonna die naturally anyway because you're gonna want to get your streaks again. And then finally, moving on to perk 3, we use Battle Harden just to reduce the strength of the flashes and the stuns and stuff like that, which is really handy when you are trying to be a more aggressive player on Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Finally, I use a Semtex. I steer away from using a Claymore because, again, I'm trying to be more mobile, and this is more for when people are stuck in a window and I want to try and flush them out before I do actually rush them. So whether I get a bit of splash damage on them or I actually kill them, that's why we're going for the Semtex. And then finally, because you are being aggressive with this and you are using EOD, the stim shot, which is really nice. You get 2 of these per life, and I utilize them more in situations where I'm in a gunfight. I know that I'm not going to have time to recover. If you do have time to recover, then try your best not to use the stim shot and just naturally let your health regen. Now I utilize this weapon on every map in the game. It can hold its own at longer ranges, as you've seen when I've been on the roof. My only real complaint about it is that it can deplete its ammo pretty quickly, and if you don't run over SMG, then you won't be able to get that particular ammunition. So you may want to consider running Scavenger. However, I don't feel like it's worth making that sacrifice over EOD. So as you can see in the footage, I've made the sacrifice of knowing that I'm on my streaks and just picking up the nearest weapon to me. But if you're lucky enough to go over somebody, and you'll find this more in the smaller maps, you'll be able to, you know, replenish your ammo because a lot more people will utilize the SMGs in smaller maps. So there's no real cons, I would say, other than those. A very versatile weapon, and even with a suppressor, it just seems to just want to really chew up people at far range. Very accurate weapon, very easy to use for any player, I'd personally believe. Guys, if you want to stay on the right track, hit the subscribe button, and to see more of my content, click this thumbnail here.